We're about to dive into a story, a really dark one. It's about a deal with a demon that goes terribly, horribly wrong. See, a young man wanted power, but the price wasn't just his soul. No, it was a debt that had to be paid in blood, night after terrifying night. This is the legend of Betaal's curse. It's a question we've all thought about, right? But for a young man named Nitin, it wasn't a game. It became his reality. He made a pact with an ancient evil thing, and he thought he was smart enough to handle the cost. Turns out, he was dead wrong, and his mistake dragged him down a path of absolute horror. Just let those words sink in. Now I want a human sacrifice. That's what the demon, Betaal, says to him. After an initial offering, Nitin thought the deal was done, that he'd paid his dues. But this one line changes everything. Suddenly, a simple dark bargain has become a demand for murder. The real nightmare is just getting started. Okay, so Section 1, a deal with a demon. This is where it all begins. Nitin genuinely believes he's outsmarted this ancient evil, that he held up his end of the bargain. He's about to learn a lesson you only get to learn once. When you make a deal with a demon, you don't get to write the terms. The very next morning, Nitin's friend Aryan is found dead. And the body, it's not right. It's stark white. His eyes are just bulging. It's a horrific sight. But through his terror, Nitin feels a twisted sense of relief. He thinks, this is it. This was the price. He actually believes his ordeal is over. Oh, if only it were that simple. And this is where the fine print gets you. Nitin goes to Betaal basically saying, hey, a life was paid, but the demon, it just laughs at him. Turns out that initial offering only woke him up. Aryan's death wasn't the payment. It was just an appetizer. Now Betaal wants a real human sacrifice, and this time Nitin has to deliver it himself. Which brings us to Section 2, the price of a life. Now the real horror kicks in. Betaal has made his demand clear and Nitin is cornered. His panic is about to turn him from a guy who made a bad deal into something much, much darker. The ultimatum couldn't be clearer. Betaal lays it out for him. Bring me a soul by midnight, or you're on the menu. There's no negotiation. The clock is officially ticking on Nitin's life, and his only way out is to become a killer. And look how quickly he switches from terrified victim to cold, calculating predator. He lies to his friends, makes up a story about a snow blockade to keep them at the hotel. Then he zeroes in on his target, the security guard who was already suspicious of him. He spikes the poor guy's tea with sleeping pills, and once he's out, drags his body to the demon's temple. This isn't panic anymore. This is a plan. And the result is instant and grotesque. One moment, there's a sleeping man on the altar. The next, nothing but a pile of clean-picked bones. Just like that, the demon has been fed. And for a second, Nitin feels this overwhelming sense of relief. He's done the unspeakable, but he thinks he's finally free. He thinks the nightmare is over. He has no idea. So Nitin's back home, probably thinking he can finally breathe again, leave this all behind him. But when the clock strikes midnight, that familiar, heavy presence is back. Betaal is right there in his room, looking amused, and he says this one terrifying thing that just changes the entire game. You see, in Nitin's mind, the price was one more human life. He'd sacrificed that security guard, and the debt was paid. The contract was closed. But Betaal just laughs. It wasn't one additional life. The price was 11. That guard, he was just the first of 10 more payments. And the worst part, the next one is due right now. And this is where the story just becomes unbearable. Section 3, a sister's sacrifice. Because this demonic debt is about to hit closer to home than Nitin could have ever imagined. So, just picture it. Nitin is standing there, completely frozen in fear with the demon in his room, when he hears a little knock on his door. It's his younger sister, Riddhi. She just wants help with her math homework. An ordinary, innocent moment that has just become a death sentence. Nitin can't move. He can't speak. He knows what's waiting in the hall, and he knows what's standing right behind him. And Betaal, seeing him just paralyzed there, whispers, "If you won't open it, I will." And he just glides toward the door. The demon opens the door. There's a single, sharp scream, and then complete silence. Awful, deafening silence. When Nitin finally gets the courage to look, all that's left in the hallway is another small pile of bones. So let's move into Section 4, the desperate hunt. The death of his sister completely shatters whatever was left of Nitin's soul.
All that grief and guilt gets swallowed by this primal need to protect his parents. To save them, he has to become a hunter. He's not a victim anymore.
So now Nitin has this horrifying new routine. Every night he stalks parks, waiting for a moment when a child is left alone. He grabs them, sedates them, and brings them home for the midnight ritual. Night after night, the body count rises. And of course, the police are starting to notice. Kids are going missing and patrols are everywhere. Well, his luck was bound to run out. While he's stalking his next victim, a cop on patrol sees him lurking in the shadows. He confronts him, asks him what he's doing, what he's hiding in his hand. He finds the sedatives. And just like that, the hunt is over. He's arrested. And now we reach the final act. Section 5, the debt is paid. You might think being locked in a jail cell would be the safest place for him, right? But he's about to find out that Betaal's curse has one last inescapable trap waiting for him. So, he's in jail. Midnight comes, he has no sacrifice to offer. Betaal appears in his cell, gives him a little smile, and then vanishes. The next night, same thing. And this dawning, sickening horror washes over Nitin. The demon is still collecting his payments. He just doesn't know from who. As soon as the police release him for lack of evidence, he doesn't walk home. He runs. Nitin burst into his house, screaming for his parents, just praying that they're okay. But the house is eerily silent. He runs to their bedroom, and he gets his answer. On the floor are 2 piles of bones, one for each night he spent in jail. Betaal came and collected his due. And that is the final, cruel punchline of the curse. Nitin's entire family is gone. He went through all of this, sacrificed so many people, all in a desperate attempt to save himself. But now, with the debt almost paid, there's no one left to offer. The only payment left is him. In the end, when Betaal appears that one last time, Nitin doesn't even fight. He begs the demon to take him, to end the guilt and the horror. His quest for power led to the complete destruction of everything and everyone he ever loved. And that leaves us with one last, chilling question to think about. Was Betaal the only monster in this story? Or, in that desperate fight to survive, did Nitin become the very thing he was afraid of?